Philip Morris made Marlboro cigarettes, and they created Lunchables.
I keep telling y'all, stop going to these beaches at night thinking that mermaids ain't real.
Motherfuckers done took yeast out of a goddamn 5,000-year-old mummy.
You are deaf beyond the eyes.
Everyone says this.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. You guys have been doing great at that. It really helps the channel grow, y'all. But with that being said, let's get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
That was trying to make a pre-workout or some type of medicine or something that you could take. But the formula was basically methamphetamines, and they was going to use Kobe's name for it. They was going to call it Black Mamba. And Kobe said, I don't want this. And they said, no, Kobe, you're going to have something to do with it because we already made it. We put your name on it. We're not going through all this again. You're going to be on it. And Kobe said, no, I don't want anything to do with that. And a 20-year helicopter pilot veteran, 20-year veteran, flying helicopters, crashes because of fog.
So there's currently a video that's going viral, and it is a woman, and she's taking a video. I don't know if it's Virginia Beach or Hilton Head Beach. There seems to be a discrepancy. Anyway, she's filming, and she said this woman came up to her and her husband on the beach. It was dark outside, moonlit. Anyway, this woman came up to them and was like, do you want me to take your picture? And they were like, no, it's okay. And as she turns around, she starts walking into the water with 2 dead fish in her hand. You could see it on either side of her. She's like holding them up. And this woman continually films her for 6 minutes. She goes all the way into the water, goes under, and then for 3 minutes she continues to film, and this woman never reappears. I literally tripped running to the comments because I couldn't wait to read the comments. You know everybody's tinfoil hat was on, which, I mean, I kind of go there too. But I wonder what you guys think, because I'm sure you've seen it. If you haven't, I will tag her account right here underneath there. You can click on it and go watch it. But tell me what you guys think. I really am curious.
Philip Morris made Marlboro cigarettes, and they created Lunchables. And research pulled from their own internal documents shows that they built them the exact same way. In 1985, Philip Morris spent $5.5 billion to buy General Foods, which picked them up Kool-Aid, Jell-O, Oscar Mayer, and Post cereals. 3 years later, they paid $13 billion more for Kraft, and they got Velveeta, Philadelphia cream cheese, and Capri Sun. Now, R.J. Reynolds, the maker of Camel cigarettes, bought Nabisco the same year and got Oreos, Ritz, and Chips Ahoy. Once they owned those companies, they did exactly what you would expect from people who spent over 30 years engineering nicotine addiction. They took their sensory labs, their addiction research, and their formula for keeping a smoker hooked, and they aimed all of it at food. They engineered the specific ratio of fat, sugar, and salt that your brain physically cannot say no to. It's called the bliss point. And let me tell you, they did not get into food because they love food. They got into food because tobacco and the tobacco industry was dying. So the addiction science was already written, and they needed a new product. And that new product was your grocery store. And here we are.
That'd be creepy.
The bottom line is somebody made a moon child just like Hitler, just like most of your presidents, just like fucking Charlie Kirk, whose name means the free man's church, and they kosher slaughtered him on a pentagram.
That is so fucked up. What do you mean on a pentagram?
Oh, it's paved over now, don't worry.
There was a pentagram there?
Yeah. It looked like a menorah, and then you could trace it to make a pentagram, because Mormons...
There's got to be images of that. Can we pull that
Yeah, there
up?
is. You want them?
Yeah, I want to see that.
How did you not know this?
We don't talk enough.
Okay, that's true. Okay, listen. So Saturn, Zeus, Jupiter is the father of all the... That's your fucking demiurge right there.
Okay, sure.
Above him is formless stuff, universal principles. So some of these things are principles and not actual entities. Some of them have consciousness.
Okay.
Now, May 10th, 1994.
Oh, fuck that, dude. No way.
Okay, so
Pull
Trump's,
that up. That's not real.
yeah, it is real.
Well, someone just traced a pentagram over it, but I want to see
it's
what.
a baseball home plate is a pentagram as well. That's a Freemason.
That's where Kirk got. It
Yes.
does look like a menorah.
Right. But understand, it doesn't mean the Jews are bad. I'm telling you, this is
No one said
occult
that.
shit. Well, what someone's going to, so I'm trying to get ahead of it. There you go. So they didn't pave
Why
over.
did they pave over it? Look
To
at that.
hide
There you go, right there. You've got it. There's the right where it says Charlie Kirk shooting.
Yes, so that is a pentagram and the Pentagon. Dude, look, the bottom line is the guy that's the fake shooter was supposed to be killed by police, but he turned himself in and he fucked the whole plan up. So that's why we have all
Where's
this.
the pentagram in there? I
You
just
gotta
see the
trace it.
menorah. I think you might have to rotate the image.
I don't know. Go back and you'll see where it's traced on. It's the same. Yeah, there you go.
Well, I mean, you could draw a pentagram on anything.
But you understand those.
Oh, I see it now. I see. I see
the
what you're
angles.
saying.
Look,
I see what
that's
you're
a home.
saying.
2.5 times larger than Manhattan. Yeah. I wonder how long the actual data, how big and just the data center requires more than double the current energy consumption of the entire state of Utah.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, that's unbelievable. What do you think's really going on there? Do you have any intel about it?
You have to assume that this is intel related because look at the companies that are involved. We're talking about Palantir and NVIDIA and Abraxas and all these big companies that either took CIA investments to get started as seed money or are staffed by retired senior CIA officers. They're not doing it for their health.
Why is this? So is the CIA now is spying on our own people?
Oh yeah, that's what Ed Snowden warned us about. Yeah, without Ed Snowden's revelations, we wouldn't have any idea that NSA and CIA were spying on Americans, which is not just illegal. It's a part of NSA's charter that it may not spy on Americans. And this place in Utah, he and Julian Assange told us about Utah. This new compound in Utah that NSA has built has enough memory, storage space for every phone call, every email, and every text message from every American for the next 500 years.
Wow.
Why?
Just that building?
Uh-huh.
Then why do they need all these buildings?
Yeah, why? They're everywhere. What are they collecting?
I'm not sure. And that's the thing. It's like, what? It must be.
And why?
It's got to be all of our information. What would you do right now? Is there any way that people can protect themselves? Do you know?
It's almost impossible now.
JCPenney.
It really is, y'all. If you want to use anything on your phone, like even before we knew about these data centers, knew about AI, they were asking us permission for our data, for everything we signed up with, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everything, every app you download, like DoorDash, or, you got a Denny's by you. You want to order online on Denny's. You got do you allow us to use your data? And if you say no, guess what? Can't use the app. Can't use the app. You want to use your phone? You got to let us record data. So they've been planning this for so long, before we even knew what data was, before we even knew what a data center was. They've been doing this.
Supplied the mannequins for Operation Doorstep and Q. Local dealers also supplied cars. So cars were there with mannequins sitting in the cars, aside from the mannequins in the homes. And mannequins wearing various clothes laid out, so to see if clothes would protect skin.
Why are the cameras all good? Why do the cameras not shake during this
After
chaos?
the test series, the mannequins were returned to JCPenney, and the mannequins were displayed in the front windows.
That's creepy.
They also sent the mannequins on tour.
Y'all want to see how hotel eggs are made? They come in a bag like this. But you gotta squish it up to scramble it. They're pre-cooked. And you can either put this bag in the microwave or you can put it in the oven. It's in the microwave for 6 minutes and then again for like 4 minutes. And when they come out, this is what they look like.
Slop.
Scrambled hotel eggs. They have like a buttery taste to them.
If you were not literate by the age of grade 3, grade 3 age, like 8, 9 years old, they were expecting you to be in jail before you graduate high school. while your children are taking these tests, right? If they're not functionally literate at grade 3, the money that is set aside for them by the state, this is a fact, the money that is set aside for them by the state that would fund their education, again, remember I told you, annually it's around $7,000 per child, goes to the state correctional institution.
Like jail?
Because they're preparing for that child to go to jail.
You work for the military as a scientist. What is the craziest experiment that you have seen, heard of, or been a part of?
It would be heard of. I mean, I think the military is very good at compartmentalization. We were trying to develop human hibernation, which is pretty cool. I'd say whispers of chimeras or chimeras, like hybrid species. Could humans be part of this? Like, you know, would I would, with myself, yeah, I would accept, you know, animal and plant genetic material if it made me photosynthetic, or like if I had an extra color receptor in my retina like some animals do, if I had metabolic capabilities or something. Like, somewhere maybe I've heard whispers about stuff like this. Have not seen it, but it's quite plausible. Like, if I had enough money, I could do it.
Like, it's so out the bag now, y'all. It's so out the bag. Like, all these things they're doing, these data centers, these hybrid things, they're not to help out the people. They're not. They're to help out the rich, the wealthy. It's to elevate them to the next level, right? It's not to help us. None of this. But yet we pay for all these fundings. We pay for them to do those hybrid things. We pay for these data centers. We're paying for their electricity. We're paying for their water. We're paying for their gas. They raised everyone's prices. Everyone across America, let me know down below. Did your utility bills go up? Did you get that letter in the mail? Did you see that on the news? You know, utilities are going up 5%, which is only like, I don't know, $1 or $2 to us. But everybody in the damn state, $2, that's a lot of money. Probably more than that, 20 bucks. Did we have a choice? Did we have a vote on it? No, we don't. But that's all going to fund these data centers, these hybrid things, all these crazy tests they're doing that isn't going to benefit humanity. It's only going to put an end to humanity.
Telling y'all, stop going to these
Ooh,
beaches
Segovia is on one today, y'all. Stay tuned.
If you don't think mermaids are real, jump down a rabbit hole. Go into the book of Enoch and see what it says about mermaids. So it's a video going viral where this woman is saying that her and her husband was on a beach. This woman walked up to them, asked them if they wanted her to take a picture of them. They declined. Then out of nowhere, she disappears and winds up in the water. And while she's in the water, they start recording her. But that's not even the crazy part. They said that when she walked away, she had fish in each of her hands. But it gets much crazier than that, because they kept recording and she kept walking. And then all of a sudden, they didn't see her anymore. Oh, you don't believe me, right? Here go the video. Now, this is for entertainment purposes only. Educational purposes only.
She comes up to us, asks us if she wants us to take a
Listen.
picture of us. And then and she disappears in the ocean with 2 dead things hanging from each side of her. I have to stay and watch out. Can you see out?
What is that walking in the water?
So I should have went right after her. Look, it ain't shallow. And it ain't deep.
Maybe she was just going for a swim, right? Maybe she just went out there and started swimming. Now, I'm not saying that that was what people were saying it was in the comments. But all I'm saying is that video was almost 6 minutes long. I need you to keep that in mind. That lady walked all the way out, apparently went underwater. The lady kept filming. What happened to that lady? Now, she could have swam away. She could be a regular person, but I want to know what you think happened to that lady. I'm out.
Has just discovered blueprints for a network of tunnels beneath the mansion that supposedly led to the homes of Jack Nicholson, Warren Beatty, James Caan.
Will you watch yourself,
and Kirk Douglas. Now dig this. A photo from the late 70s allegedly showing an excavation in progress beneath the mansion. And this one shows the newly discovered tunnel plans. Check out the bunny logo on the plywood wall. Best of all, the blueprint. It says this tunnel leads to James Caan's house. This one to Jack Nicholson's. This one to Kirk Douglas's. And this one goes all the way.
You should not be operating no pizzas, no nothing, anything.
You should not be fucking feeding anybody this because this is over your fucking whole restaurant.
Damn,
I'm not sure if you're the manager or who is, but who in the hell?
When the hell called them down, the AD.
I'm sorry. I'll calm down a little bit.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying the AD called them.
You know, it's so at places like that, your fast food chains, it's like impossible to speak to a higher up now, right? Like it's impossible. It's like I remember I was at McDonald's, like the I told you guys about this. The workers were acting crazy, like people were upset. There was no communication, like, hey, we're working on your orders, we're backed up, we'll be right with you. It would have caused everyone to calm down. But this manager, like, I even talked to the manager, like, are you the manager? And I just told her, like, do better. Do better. I wasn't being a jerk or nothing, but like, do better. And she flipped out, like, I've been doing, whatever, service for people for 10 years. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. Like, she was telling me, like, I'm tired of this. And I was like, then quit, right? Like, just quit. But there's no talking to higher ups because the higher ups are stressed out. They're not ever no more gonna listen to a customer no more. Now I understand if I was cussing her out or whatever, like in one ear and out the other, get out of here, right? But I was being genuine, like what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, but there's no talking to him no more. Like you can't talk to that dude at Pizza Hut. He was just ignoring you. There's no one you can talk to no more. The general manager, who knows who it is, the owner of the business, never gonna see him, never in there. If he is, everyone's tidy, everyone's doing their job perfect. You know what I mean? Like they don't even have cameras watching the workers. It's just crazy. No customer service no more.
Should I say the elephant in the room, MG? I'll just address it right now. I don't think that all these AI data centers that are going up are actually in an attempt to beat China in the AI race. I really don't think so. China's got like 400 data centers and we've got 4,000 for one. I also think that it's very possible that all these centers are going up just to make us a surveillance state, just kind of in line with all these flock cameras going up. You're going to need a program to run all the surveillance that they're going to be doing on citizens with all these cameras everywhere. You can't have a human do it. There's too many cameras. They're all over the place. I think that is very well possible that they're setting us up just to keep an eye on us. And this will probably tie in with like a social credit score, digital currency as well. You're going to have all these data centers running with Palantir, running all these cameras. You're going to have a social credit score and a digital currency, and you'll basically be tracked for every step of your waking life.
That's what it's going to turn into slowly but
So
surely.
did y'all see that the Catholic Church removed a priest as an exorcist because he said UFOs and all the attention around aliens is actually demons? So Monsignor Stephen Rosetta said the following about the alien activity, and I quote with all this. He said, as an exorcist, I wanted to raise the danger, and that is that demons like to hide. They don't want us to know what they're doing because they're more effective when we don't realize it. They can kind of get into your head, you know, and manipulate things in the world to influence
some
us
shirts
to
like
do
that,
evil.
huh?
It's my personal belief that probably many, if
Might have
not
to look
most,
into
of
it.
the UFO sightings are in fact demons. And after he said all of this, the Catholic Archbishop of Washington, D.C., Cardinal Robert McElroy, removed him as an exorcist. He also cut ties with the nonprofit that same exorcist or ex-exorcist ran. And he said that the statements linking UFOs to demonic presences and the center's recent use of social media gravely undermine the church's very precise teachings on the devil, demons, and exorcism. You know, and I've had multiple people in my comments say that aliens are actually demons, and I don't normally touch religion, but I still thought this would be a good one to talk about.
So the theory is, when you're tripping on mushrooms, you're not actually hallucinating. You're seeing the raw source code of reality.
Yep,
That's
I
why
think so.
you get the downloads. That's why you see truth about yourself, truth about other people. You can read the energy of the room and the simulation much clearer on mushrooms, is because they're removing the filter of this movie. And you get to see behind the scenes. You get to see the pixels. Sometimes on things like DMT, you get to see the transistors that are powering the pixels of the simulation. And it gets quite freaky. On shrooms, I don't think you're actually hallucinating at all. You're seeing the true nature of reality. That's why synchronicities and a feeling of oneness, a feeling of being connected to everything and everyone during a trip, that happens because that is the true nature of the one being. And the shrooms are just unveiling to you what is always true, but can be hidden behind the illusion of day-to-day 3D life.
Proof that Hollywood is evil, part
so.
infinity.
Yes, sir. You in, Nibby. How was it when y'all got that visit from the next level? What's the next level? The people, man. What's the next level? When your career is at that level, and then you get a visit to go to the next level. You talking Illuminati? I ain't say no names.
Say no names.
We ain't supposed to speak about that, Wallo. Yeah, we don't speak about that. Wallo, you know we ain't supposed to. That's why I'm sweating here. I ain't even gonna say
Sweating, huh?
I might get called in for that. I'm gonna just chill. You already got called in. You already got called in, nigga. It's just like that.
In that last clip, we can clearly hear Wallo, one of the hosts, ask DJ Envy and Charlemagne about their allegiances. Throughout the interview, he is alluding to a visit, he says, that many people in the industry, hypothetically for entertainment purposes only, get. Wallo even says in that clip, it's a visit you get when you're making millions of dollars in the industry, and it gets you, hypothetically, of course, to that next level. I also want you guys to pay close attention to the response he gets once he asks that question and their general reluctance to answer that question. Comment below with your thoughts. As always,
You know, there's a video, kind of an eerie video of them signing that contract with, I think it was Barstool Sports, right? Multi-million-dollar contract. One of them's drinking heavy bottle of, I don't know what it was, Patron or something, like straight liquor. The other one was crying, like he was nervous to sign. You know, it could be their, like, life's about to change for us. We're about to sign this $10 million contract. Life's going to change. Or it could be, you know, it's going to be good, but we got to give something up. Because shortly after that, one of their sons got killed. Now, I'm not saying nothing. I don't know. But that did happen. Shortly after they signed that contract, one of their sons got killed. Do what you want with that.
Wake up.
Motherfuckers done took yeast out of a goddamn 5,000-year-old mummy.
Wait, to make sourdough bread?
Out of a 5,000-year-old mummy. No, they ain't just throw the yeast away or just use it for some goddamn research purposes.
I didn't read that part.
They made some bread with it. They made some sourdough bread.
That's disgusting.
Some nasty. And I mean some nasty. Why would you do that? You mean to tell me you found this old ass mummy and was like, you know what we can do with this shit? We can make some bread. We can make some bread. This makes it even more concerning what they actually putting in the food out here. Because why would you do that? There is really no hope for humanity. You found a mummy. 5,000 years old. Got the yeast. And made some bread. Cut the bread up, serve bread. Y'all nasty. Y'all nasty.
What's that? Oh, Walmart's gonna be changing their lights from fluorescent to 10,000 Kelvin, which is an artificial blue light that puts your body in fight or flight mode? Tell me more! Yeah, Walmart has made the decision to change their lighting from fluorescent to 10,000 Kelvin, which puts the body into fight or flight. It makes the heart rate increase significantly, and it makes your amygdala actually make poor decisions, because that's where you make your decisions. And since you're in fight or flight, your amygdala is not going to be making very good decisions, which means you're going to be purchasing things that you don't even want, and you're going to be rushing yourself out of the store so your body can feel better. Oh, goody. And since you had such a bad experience while you were in there in fight or flight, and you remember that you didn't feel well in there, you're not going to worry about returning any items that you purchased unnecessarily.
Or you're just going to go online.
So get ready for some fun
Brick and mortar's
Walmart
gone.
shopping here soon. Okay, then.
Beetles. I'm scared of beetles.
Why are you scared of beetles, bro?
So I had a call in Cameron, Missouri. A dude jumped off a cell phone tower up there. The only cell phone tower driving into Cameron, Missouri. You see it just driving down this. He jumped off the cell phone tower. Dispatch gave us a call. I get up there. They tell me the body was in a concealed container. I'm in a spare van, so I don't got no body bags, no nothing. So I had to wrap this dude in sheets and drive him back to Jackson County to the medical examiner's office at off of 23rd Street. It took me 4 hours to drive from Cameron, Missouri to here. There was over 1,000 black beetles in the van that had crawled out of this dude's body. They were crawling up my legs while I was driving down the highway.
Give me a break,
I had
bro.
to pull over at the gas station and try and get some Clorox wipes to try to separate the van, thinking that the smell would, man, it was, they had to get rid of that van because it was just fucking bugs, they crawled out of this body. But the doctor had said when they had did the autopsy, had to freeze the body to kill off all the bugs. But he said that was the most bugs that he had ever seen come out of the body after they had froze it off, not including the 1,000 beetles that was probably in the van.
Yeah.
So I'm to this day, man, I'm terrified of black beetles. I'm terrified as hell of black beetles, man.
Don't be surprised if this happens to Lake Mead. Now you know.
Look at how crazy this is, y'all. Is this real? Is this AI? Look at that. If we're not in the end of times, that doesn't tell you. I don't know what will.
Who lived in the United States for the majority of my life, there's this weirdness about I own this house, I live here, and there's no what came before. One of the questions I usually ask my students in my Texas government classes: name the Native American nations that used to be here in Austin, Texas. And of course, they can't do it. They don't even know the names. So
don't teach us.
So to them, it just didn't exist.
Yeah, the goal is erase. There are pyramids in the United States.
Yeah.
This is something I think the average person
the United
doesn't.
States.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say in America.
I mean, they're in Mexico,
There is,
Guatemala,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
There are also pyramids in Illinois.
I never knew that.
Yeah. On purpose, you don't know this.
Thanks, Sean. So, the FBI will have a lead when it comes to the intelligence and threat monitoring, but we are not doing that alone. Our partners we are heavily engaged with our partners to ensure that we're monitoring potential threats, which we have been doing so for an extended period of time. We are actively working to identify and disrupt threats before they occur. Currently, there are no known threats to the FIFA games here in the Atlanta area. That being said, we want people to be aware that hoax threats will not be tolerated. They remain a huge concern for large public events. All threats, including those made by phone, text, email, or social media, will be taken seriously. Making threats is a federal crime. The public is reported, the public is encouraged, like Sean said.
Then I realized what it is. There's a man.
At least nothing's moving.
Anna? And Anna right here.
Yes, darling.
Hello to smile. And Anna looking right this way. To your left. Hello to smile, Anna. This way in front of you.
All right, so
I mean, is that still the going what you need to be when in Hollywood, like bone, skinny, sucked up, unhealthy looking? Like, is that still what they're looking for? They're still looking for that. These people are killing their bodies for that. And you're hearing they're all broke. They're all freaking broke in Hollywood. Ain't nobody paying them no more.
I'm a manager at Chipotle, right? I'm gonna give you guys something because everybody brings it up and shit all the time. When they say you can ask for more food, they're not talking about the fucking protein. Don't be a fucking idiot. That's obvious. But ask for your meat on the side. Get it on the side. Chicken, steak, carne asada, all that shit. it's got to go in the big red cup because that's 4 ounces of that meat.
Mm.
Carnitas, barbacoa, sofritas, all that stuff goes in the smaller little portion cup that you get your guac in and all that stuff. You're welcome. And this is completely unrelated to what I just said. For the people who like to complain and they want to call corporate, Chipotle doesn't have a corporate number. You got to go online, write them an email, all that.
Deleted.
When the email gets back to the store, the only thing we ever did was read it, laugh at it, and then we would look at your ticket number and then pull you up on the camera so we know who you were. That way we can make fun of you and also be aware of you for the next time you showed up.
See, this is what I'm saying. I thought the clip was over. Sorry, y'all. This is what I'm saying. There's no way to talk to a higher up no more. This little manager right here is the guy that's getting your email to corporate. And they're looking you up. They're pulling your ticket, pulling your credit card, pulling something. That way when you walk in there next time, they know who you are. Hey, look who's here. Right? Even when they're dead wrong. There's just no talking to higher ups no more in these types of places. Really anywhere. You want to go to Walmart and talk to a manager and you say, hey, this guy was very rude. I say, when I do that, I say, I know you're not going to do. I did this with U-Haul. I said, I know that girl's right next to you that was rude to me. I know you're not going to do nothing about it, but you should know that this lady's rude. And if it was up to me, I would not do business with you guys. But I was in a crunch, so I had to do business with them, right? But you know what she ended up giving me? She ended up giving me $50 back. I'll take it, right? I'll take it. But when you're dealing with like these type of Chipotle's, McDonald's, all these restaurants, there's no, when you do complain to the manager about bad service, they just laugh about it. They laugh about it. There's just there's no communication no more.
Does nothing, ever. I mean, shit, I reported my field leader for pretending to fire me because he thought it was a funny joke. And also how he was inappropriate with some of the female workers there. They did nothing about it. Kept his job. Still there. Fuck Chipotle.
I'm going to tell people something. There's a place in central Norway called Hesdalen.
Right.
Highly, highly rural, freezing cold most of the time. But they have a situation there called ghost rocket. Interdimensional ships coming in and out all the time. One of them crashed at the bottom of the ocean, and they found it.
Right.
They scanned it on the sonar one day, went down to the bottom, put hands on it, identified it, and the next day they went there, it was gone. It's been sitting there since the 40s, and it moved suddenly. So they found the next location, and they can't understand what it is. Now, ever since they found it, you can't even see any more information about this no more. So we seen a group called Skywatcher come out. They use people who got special abilities, a psionics team, and they got something called the bird whistle.
Right.
100 times out of 100, when they use this process, a UFO show up. They got one to land. And you never heard of this company, and Skywatcher shut down immediately.
I can't find California. I'm just north of Los Angeles right now, but all I can see is ice plant from South Africa. This forms a thick, dense mat that chokes out all other life, and it also makes the soil more salty, so even if you get rid of it, it's harder for other plants to grow. Right next to it, it's African blue plumbago. This is from South Africa. There's no birds or bees or butterflies on it because nothing eats it here, but it stays green year-round, so Caltrans keeps planting it. And right below it, we have lantana, also not from California. It stays green year-round, it loves the heat, you don't gotta water it, and it forms a dense mat. This is the trifecta of ecological destruction and greenwashing in California. It looks green, but it's trash. None of these things support the birds, the bees, or the butterflies in California. And behind me, we have our runner-up, English ivy. There's nothing else growing there. It chokes out everything else and doesn't support the ecosystem here. All we gotta do is give native plants a chance, and you can see those California poppies there coming up right in the opening. This is our state flower, and right now, this whole hillside should be full of California poppies because it's poppy season. But instead, we have this fake green that separates us from the ecosystem here in California. It's all fake.
Chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets. Is it all chicken stuff? No, double quarter pounder has it.
Check this out. At this convenience store, it's a Quick Trip. See, there's red lights all over the alcohol area. I've never seen it before. You can't just go up and get alcohol. You got to come to this little cool machine, put your scanner, your ID in here, it scans it. Then you get to select what door it'll open. It'll turn to green, and then you go get your beverage. Must be a bit of a theft issue down here, but never seen that before. It's pretty cool. Kind of a hassle, though. I'm just saying. Peace out.
What happened to the good days, man? These kids nowadays don't even know what it is to just go get a beer run at the Walmart next door from your neighborhood and then run into your neighborhood and just drinking in the garage until 5 in the morning when the sun's coming up, man. The good old days. Back in the day with the beer, you can't even do a beer run no more. Not condoning theft or anything, but we've all done it, y'all. We've all done some beer runs back in the day in high school and all that. That's what it's about, y'all. It's experiences, growing, learning. You know, you get caught, you learn the hard way. Now there's just, I mean, you can't even do a damn beer run no more.
It's important to remember that happiness comes and goes, and I pray that you find it.
Like, look how evil she sounds. She sounds like a villain on a movie that has like the last Bible. You know what I mean? Like, she sounds evil when she's saying her little prayers. We're going to pray for her. And then look at her eyes, y'all. She just, I mean, we all know something's up with this woman, but like, it doesn't sound like it's coming from a good place. Like, that pray for you sounds like it's coming from a dark place.
And I pray that you find it.
Who goes and watches this crap?
Love you guys. And we must pray for our enemies and those that do not feel like their life has meaning. And that's a perfect example of that. A perfect example.
See, people don't see it, but the reason why she's pushing this praying, she's pushing this agenda so much because that's her audience. That's who's keeping her in business. That's who's keeping her pockets fat. That's her audience, right? So she's going to cater to that, just like the Democrats, the Republicans. The Democrats, they cater to racism. They cater because that's what their people are. That's who their supporters are. So they're not going to tell you what really should be done. They're going to tell you what you want to hear because they want your vote. The Republicans, conspiracies, that's what they're feeding into now. They're guns, church, but they don't really believe in that stuff, y'all. It's not genuine from the heart. It's just because that's what our followers are. So we're going to feed into that. And they're probably the worst type of anti that. You know what I mean? Like, that's her audience. That's why she's talking that way. She's not really like that, y'all. She's not really like that.
You don't think that you're enslaved? There's borders. Borders means that they're controlling who goes in and out. That's enslaved. That means you don't have freedom right there. Then if you're paying taxes, that's an issue because what are you paying taxes for if your food isn't healthy and they don't care about your health and wellness and the food is being made so that you do need health care and then it's not provided? Is that freedom? Please let me know in the comments.
Nope.
This is a picture from July 2024 at the GOP convention where you see Donald Trump at the bottom. Right above him, you see Trump Jr. To his left, you see Ambassador to Greece now, Kimberly Guilfoyle, at the time his fiance. And Deep, I want you to make a little diagonal up there to the left. See the lady in red? Lady in red. You want to take a guess who that is?
I think that's our gal.
That's our gal.
That's our gal.
That's our gal. Now, apparently, if you scroll over to the right there, you see Vanessa, the ex-wife of Donald Trump Jr. He's in triple jeopardy in this picture, people.
And it's like
he's got the ex-wife, the current fiance, and the gumat. Right.
Oh my God, girl, I got some World Cup tea for you. So they just had it on the news that some of these European teams literally can't take the heat in the United States. Norway had to pause their practice because they're down in North Carolina, and it's a regular average North Carolina day, 88 degrees, high humidity, right, for June. Well, some of the players were like, this shit, and they paused the practice because they couldn't handle it. Look up the clips. The Vikings looking like a bunch of drowned rats on the field, basically naked, because they're like, what is this? Then you have England's team down in South Florida. I don't know if they paused any practices, I don't think so, but they had the coach on, and he came out and said that the heat is so much worse than they were expecting. They purposely brought them there to train to try to acclimate to the climate, but it's so horrendous there that bitch, they're struggling too. You got Germany currently in Chicago, where it's not crazy bad because they're playing a friendly game, but eventually they're going to North Carolina as well, so they're about to get hit with it too. And I know that those Germans cannot handle the heat because I'm married to one. He's acclimated now because he's been living here for over 20 years, but when his family visits, straight up, they get like heat stroke in 5 minutes. And all the teams, all the players, all the coaches, all the doctors were warned about weather in the United States, in Mexico, and how it's going to be like something they are absolutely not used to, so they got to watch. Anyways, would you like some ice cubes in the drink now? Or no? How about the air conditioning? You want to put it on full blast a little bit, hun? Maybe you understand a little more? Heat is not just a temperature on a thermometer. When you add it with humidity, there's a reason why Gatorade was invented in Florida.
You want to really get freaked out? Jamie, look up the Great Attractor. There is something on the other side of us that we can't see, and everything is moving in that direction, including us, and we don't know what's pulling it.
What?
The attraction
There's
is
too much
observable.
information.
So we know everything's being sucked towards it.
What is that?
We don't know, and it's sucking all these galaxies, all these super galaxies. Everything's moving towards it, and we can't tell what it is.
It's your job to know what's going on in the universe. With every new satellite that gets launched that can see into the space, every new telescope that gets utilized, like, we're fucked.
But here's the other thing, though. I could be wrong about this. I mean, I'm wrong about a lot of shit, but I think that it's actually physically impossible for you to know even a fraction of the things, because any device that could store that amount of information would collapse into a black hole before you could get anywhere near storing enough. So your brain couldn't even hold even a percentage of a percentage of a percentage of the information.
That makes sense.
Man, they took me to a dry cell. I had never, ever experienced the dry cell. I'd have been in a cell. I'd have been in a paddy cell. Never the dry cell. I go in the dry cell. It's rectangle. It's just always, first of all, it's in the medical. So now you know it's serious. It's rectangle and it's all the way up. It's a square in the ground with a bowl in it. It's a chair, a steel chair over the bowl. And then your chuck hole, the camera, it's a door right here. It's your chuck hole, it's where they feed you out of. Then it's this camera, and the man sit right there 24/7. All right. You strip ass naked and you shackle hands, feet, and then you got the shackle to go from your wrist to your feet. You shackle. And you got to stay like this for 72 hours. And underneath you, all right, they take your jumper, right? Because it's a patch, and they just put it down. So basically, you're just sitting here with your ass out, shackled like this for 72 hours. All right. But I'm steady yelling. I don't got nothing. I ain't swallowed nothing, man. Dude, fake it. Nobody's getting. He listening to me. Eat like they give you peanut butter because they got to keep your doodle hard.
Just try to get whatever it is out.
Continue. So 3 days. I shitted twice. Both times, I didn't have nothing. But because it was so much of a spectacle in the visiting room, they kept me in there for an extra day thinking I still had some after giving them 2 samples. Jefferson City ordered the extra day because of the spectacle in the vision room. That was the moment I realized this ain't it. This ain't it.
You are dead.
Took you that to realize that jail and prison isn't the route you want to go. It took that, I think the first 5 minutes in jail, I'd be like, all right, this ain't it. Back of the cop car on the way over there, handcuffed. I can't, roll my window down. I can't tell him, hey, can you pump the AC up? I can't do nothing. I can't put the radio on. I think that alone is enough for me to be like, all right, this ain't it. It took them to that extent to come to wake up to the reality, like, hey, I'm not heading down the right path.
On the eyes.
Everyone says this. Do you think I am?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's definitely a personality disorder. You're possibly a sociopath. I mean, not that you're asking for me to critique the whole scene, but I found it utterly repulsive. It made me feel physically sick, and I wanted to fucking smash them blokes in the mouth, some of them. Does that not concern you, the fact that your child will look back and think, you fucking animal, what were you doing?
Where's the money's going? Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Why are you recording?
Yes. We would like to know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
What is the name?
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Which child care name is a lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
Where the children are?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And which department? That is harassment.
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down. Where are the children at? No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here. No children inside of this daycare center. But between those buildings, over $2.6 million. We are just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at? Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
I don't care.
How can these child care centers have no children?
Well, here's some.
I mean, yeah, you went knocked on some doors, but let's go knock on some city hall doors. Let's go knock on the governor's door, right? Let's go get down to it. Don't hate the player, hate the game, right? There's people taking advantage of everything out there when it comes to money and government assistance. Everyone's taking advantage of that, right? Everyone's lying on that on the forms you fill out. You know what I mean? So let's go knock on this guy's door that has his fist up with the blood coming out of his ear coming up. Let's go knock on his door and ask him what's going on. You ain't gonna do that. Your little YouTube channel gets shut down if you start doing that.
I bet you haven't heard about. Well, do you remember this guy? You know, the individual who tried to off Donald Trump? Well, they just released the phone call of his father by the police department.
The audio is not pleasant to listen to, knowing what went on. So this is the father of Thomas Crooks.
Yes, my name's Matthew Crooks. I was calling in regards to my son, Thomas. He belongs to the Clareton Sportsman Club in Clareton, and I don't have the number for Jefferson Police on hand.
You need to look up the rest of that video on YouTube under Judicial Watch. Their investigation skills are amazing. Believe me when I say you ain't ready.
Okay, so they say that the viral Kool-Aid pineapples have
too
as
sweet
much
to me.
sugar as 20 to 35 Krispy Kreme donuts in a single jar.
That sounds too sweet to me. Give me some lemon juice, some tahini, chamoy. That's how I do it. But I don't know about Kool-Aid and pineapple.
I mean, I don't even understand where this came from. Where this trend come from? Where did this come from? I was just talking about this the other day, and I said, y'all gonna have to test y'all blood sugar eating these doggone Kool-Aid pineapples. I mean, because they tearing them up. They is tearing them up. Like, I know it's summertime, people trying different stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's when a lot of the sweet treats come out, but I mean, at some points, you got to know when enough is enough for your body. All y'all out here with
Me included,
diabetes
yo.
and all this stuff going on, y'all don't need to be trying this stuff. Y'all don't need, some of y'all don't need this. It's a hard pass for me. A hard pass. That's too much on sugar. I don't know what it is. It's like when you get past 30, I'm 32 now, my body can't take certain stuff. And I'm just talking about me. I ain't even talking about nobody else.
It's real, y'all.
My
That's
body,
real.
stuff is too sweet now. Like when I was in my 20s, stuff wasn't too sweet. You couldn't have enough sweet. But now stuff is either too salty or too sweet. I'm starting to like, I'm borderline almost starting to like unsweetened stuff now. The stuff I used to despise, my mama and them used to drink growing up. I used to, my mama be putting a little sugar in her sweet tea. Like, why she, that stuff nasty. But now I see why. I see why she like the diet stuff. I see why she drink the sweet tea, but it ain't that sweet. Because it's like when you get to a certain point, this stuff get to be too much. It get to be too much. You know, I'm getting a couple grays in my head. You know, it's like one be popping out here. It's just, I don't see how people is eating it, let alone you eating a whole jar of the Kool-Aid pineapple. Just turn them up. Y'all different from me. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Have y'all tried it? The Kool-Aid pineapples? If you have, how they taste? Or do you have no interest in trying them? I mean, because it's all over the internet. I mean, it's all over. But that, I couldn't. That's too sweet.
Come into a store near you.
That's too much.
By the way, this is real footage. These groups are in the shadows, and they really do exist. Now, here's a perfect prime example. Yous are watching this, and I know half of yous, there'll be no shock value to this, because let's be honest, you see things like this all the time. That's the desensitization of it. You see it in music videos, in horror movies. So literally what we're seeing on the screens now to use is probably nothing. Do you not see that that is an issue? I do not watch horror films, but you can ask Rhea Reacts yourself. Got roped into watching one. And do you know what happened? And I promise you this. In the middle of the night, something ran up the stairs. Don't know what, but it sounded like 3 people running up the stairs. This ain't a ghost channel, but I promise you, on my heart, the lesson to learn is be careful what you let in.
So I just counted the 60 seconds just to make sure like this is correct. But so I set this clock back in aesthetic school in 2024 when I need to keep track of my facials. And the crazy thing is that the clock was always right. This year, I don't know what happened. Last year was correct. This year I noticed that my phone is always quicker, like 6 minutes quicker than my actual like clock. So I don't know. I want to share that. I thought it was so weird.
WWE was a playground for, you know, they only hired drink crew guys who were under 18. You know, they wouldn't hire anybody over 18 because Mel Phillips and Pat Patterson, you know, I'm not afraid to say those 2 names are perverts.
Well, didn't Mel Phillips have to get edited out of like WrestleMania 3 and
Yes.
a bunch of other stuff after that? What was he doing? He'd have kids in a bunch of different towns or something?
He had kids in every town, but he was a foot guy where like, and he didn't deny it. He just faded away. Terry Funk beat him up one time because he put his hat on. He like took Terry Funk's hat and put it on. Terry Funk beat his ass.
And I'll get you in, and then
yeah, and they get him in. They get him in the dressing room. They get him setting the ring up. Get him in a Coke and a popcorn and a dick. But Mel Phillips had somebody in every town. That's why he was so notorious.
And when that second team found them, they found them either at the mouth of a cave or in a cave. I can't remember where, but it was in the vicinity of a cave. And they were all dead. And this gigantic humanoid was eating on one of them. And they were able to kill it. They were able to take it down. So it killed the whole first team. That's what he heard. Now, again, that's what those guys had heard. So maybe that was just a rumor. But either way, the giant was airlifted from the Kandahar region and deposited at Bagram to be picked up by the pilot. And so he loaded the giant onto the aircraft, and then they transferred it to Qatar, a base in Qatar, and that's where his interaction with this being ends.
So he was part of the transport of the body.
Yes, and he told me he heard through the grapevine. He said, I don't know if this is true, but I heard through the grapevine that the giant ended up at Wright-Patterson. He said, I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard.
And he was sure that the being was dead while he was
dead.
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely dead.
So the ultra-terrestrials, I'll just tell you, they're us from the future. They're from here. They are you. They are me.
Stay back.
Who are you? We are the product of human evolution over many years. What? In time, our ego crystallized. We have become tethered to reason, and something was lost. What are you doing, God? We erased the bad memories to understand if your future could be different than the past.
We don't need you. Not anymore.
Is it true that Aleister Crowley knew what he was doing? He summoned an entity. Its name was Lam, L-A-M, and this is what it looked like. That looks like a little Yoda to me. Looks like he's got a cape on. Big head, doesn't have big eyes, but has little eyes, little mouth. That looks a lot like these things. We're missing something. See, Aleister Crowley was considered the most evil man to have ever lived. Yet at the same time, people treat him in history like this wacko. Even Anton LaVey came to the conclusion that Aleister Crowley was not as real as he thought he was. Or that his religion was not as real as he thought it was. No, there was more to Aleister. Aleister may have not been no rocket scientist, but I'll tell you this. His disciple was. Also, someone else removed from the history books. Keep digging, you'll find it.
I had a teacher tell me one time that somewhere on the map didn't exist, but I had been there. And
Oh,
I'm like,
where they tell you didn't exist?
Dominica. They're like, you mean Dominican Republic? And I'm like, no, Dominica.
She was like 9 years old.
And I'm like, how are you going to tell me it didn't exist? I've literally been there.
Yeah.
And we're arguing, and I get in trouble for that. Mind you, you're my history teacher.
Wow.
So I would get in trouble for stuff like that, just going against the grain.
Was it that you weren't listening, or that you
I was
were
bored.
She wasn't now.
Boom.
Yeah, I was so bored.
Caden was the same way.
Yeah.
Man, this conditioning they're doing is just not right.
They say LA can oftentimes be real life GTA. We're here on Figueroa Street. You're working right now. How much do you get paid, or how much do you make on a daily basis?
Well, the lowest I go is 120, and that's like for like 15 minutes. So, like, there's that, and then it's like, it just depends on the time and like what you want to do for real.
And how hard is it to survive here financially here in Los Angeles and in California?
Well, California is kind of crazy, you know, it's real expensive, but if you know how to be financial and not stupid, then, you know, you can save up your money and, you know, you could be somewhere. You don't got to be out here all the time.
Yeah, and do you suggest this lifestyle to anybody?
Well, I love to do the stuff that I do, honestly. Like, I don't really care too much. I feel like I look good. It's not too much, you know? Simple.
Like, how much money would you consider to be a good amount of money to make per month?
Per month? Per month? Well, I expect me to make, like, it doesn't always happen, but I expect me to make over $1 band a day. Like, over $1,000 a day. So it's like, if it's 30 days in a month, then it's like 30,000 a month. But, you know.
Really? So you're out here making $30,000 a month?
Like I said, there's not always a guarantee. It's not always, you know, I'll be slow nights, good nights, things like that, you know? So it just depends on how it looks outside. Like right now, like
society, man.
It's like, this is cool right now. This is work traffic. This is everybody going to work or coming from work, you know?
Like, would you say this is a dangerous job?
Yes and no. It just depends if you're by yourself or not.
Okay, would you suggest this to anybody?
If you want to, if you're bold enough to. This is for the strong, not the weak.
Is California...
You get kidnapped out here, you get raped out here. It's a lot of things that are dangerous out here. So it's like, If you got the balls for it as a female, go ahead and go for it. On my mama.
Is California real life GTA?
I don't know. I don't think so, but it got some GTA in it for sure. GTA is based in Los Angeles. Real shit. Like,
And do the police or does California police ever come through here and try to shut you guys down?
definitely.
But every day you guys still come out?
I went to jail out on fake before, and I came back out a few days later.
Really? So
Like
California,
some girls go to jail and come right back out the next day.
so California doesn't really enforce anything here.
I'm not gonna say that. Kind of like, I ain't gonna do my state like that, but California definitely, they put the laws out, but it's not illegal.
Well, I guess get your money. I don't endorse this, but this is just what goes on here in California. I would say it's like real life GTA out here.
$30,000 a month, y'all, tax free. Like if I made 30,000, like 10,000 of that's going to taxes. It's just society, y'all. Society. Like I try to look for a loophole in my taxes with YouTube here. I pay a lot for taxes, y'all. So I looked up, like, I was thinking, like, man, people throw like good trash away. They throw like good stuff away that I can go donate to Goodwill. Well, that's a tax write-off. But I looked it up and it's like, no, that's illegal. You can't do that, right? If you get stuff for free, you can't donate it and get that as a tax write-off. And I'm like, but this lady can go out there and do that, make $30,000 a year tax-free, smoke weed all day on the streets. Like, it's a cold, corrupt game, y'all. It's a corrupt game. People can throw a dead body in their backyard and bury it and you get a tax write-off. Like, it's a cold game that society is, and it sucks, but the good guys, we get screwed. We get screwed at the end.
But I have some questions about the event, because I'm a viewer like anybody else. I was watching that thing and I had questions. At one point, it looked like P. Diddy grabbed your crotch on the awards.
Well, what happened was, he finished his performance. It was amazing. And it was like high energy, people jumping up in bungee cords and things.
Right.
And I had to do my bit. I had to introduce something else. And he was coming over to me. I thought he was going to shake my hand. And he just grabbed me and he humped me really fast.
Did he really hump you?
Like a 3-second hump. Yeah.
A 3-second hump.
It was like 25 humps in 3 seconds. It was very, very fast.
He's like a hummingbird.
Yeah. I didn't know what hit me. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, and then I said, wow, yeah. So then I just reacted like, well, I took it like a man, and.
And now late night with Jimmy Fallon.
You gotta complete it.
Yeah.
Now the other big surprise the other night.
Late night with Jimmy Fallon.
We're being programmed to hate each other, to look for our differences, to look behind our shoulder and go, that guy doesn't want me here. We feel like we don't belong anywhere, right? We're being programmed to think like that. And it's super depressing. It weighs me down personally. But when you go to a car event, when you come to this, when you go to like a car meet, it's people from all walks of life. Look at this. This is like a Benetton commercial right now.
Like-minded people.
And I'm sure everyone has different political ideologies and religions, and wherever you're from is wherever you're from. But when we come in here, like, we're brothers and we're sisters and we're uncles and aunties, and like we are a tribe, right? And it's so important because we need each other. We need this beautiful experience together just to be able to roam around here, talk about this car, talk about that.
Someone who's taking a driving DWI, right? They get arrested for DWI, and then if they go to the precinct to get breathalyzer test, if they refuse it, they're better off than taking it and failing it, right? So I remember I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why would this guy take the breathalyzer when all he has to do is refuse it? So one day they arrest a guy. He's in the back of the car, we're driving, and it just occurred to me. I said, listen, don't take this breathalyzer test. I shouldn't have said that. I told him, you shouldn't take the breathalyzer. Just refuse it. And he goes, why? I said, because if you take it and fail it, that's a problem. If you refuse it, then they'll suspend it, as opposed to, So he gets in front of the camera. They have to record you, and they say, you have to take the breathalyzer. Are you going to take it? And he goes, the cop told me don't take it. And it was on video. And I was like, oh, never again will I do that. So like,
Saw
I
that
think
one
I was
coming.
seeing things happening. And I was, I guess, giving tips to people about what not to do.
Yeah, I saw that one coming a mile away. He said I don't gotta take it. But I don't drink, right? But I always said, like, I always trip out on these DUI videos on YouTube. I love cop police cams and all that, y'all. That's what I watch usually. And it just trips me out that they do these like follow the pen, like, hey bro, like, now I know you don't got to breathalyze, but I would be like, I'm not gonna sit here and make a fool out of myself for these tests that are made for you to fail. Like, I can't walk in a straight line sober, right? I'm gonna stumble. And so just give me my breathalyzer and take me. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and play this game with you and feed your ego. That's how I would be with it. Like, if I got pulled over with a DUI, I'm not gonna sit here and do all these things. Take me to jail, whatever, and we'll figure it out. But I'm not gonna sit here and look like a damn fool on the side of the road with you.
Anything about sundown towns, then you know if you're driving through Alabama and you get to Coleman, Alabama, your best bet is not to stop in Coleman, Alabama. I don't care if you need gas. I don't care if you need food. I don't care if you're on your last bit of gas. Do not stop in Coleman, Alabama. Look at this right here. Don't stop there.
Don't stop in this
The
city.
worst place to stop.
You better push that car to the next gas station.
You're going to have some people say, oh, it's 2026. They ain't like that there. Let me start here. Coleman, Alabama is a sundown town. And in that sundown town, if you are this color, they don't want you there. Let's just put it like this. In Coleman, Alabama, they have a sign out that tells black people, don't get caught in Coleman after dark. And you can just imagine what the rest of the sign said. Just put it like this. It's basically saying that if you get caught slipping, they're going to find you from a tree. And that ain't something the internet just made up. It's true. It's history. I'm going to leave you with this.
All right, family, there you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You made it this far. You know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Not much going on today, y'all. Not much going on. Just hanging out. I got to put this damn room together. Like, I wish I can turn this camera around and show you the mess. I do not like working like this. I like organization. That's how I like to be. But I'm being lazy with it, y'all. Being lazy with it. It's tough with two kids. Like, when I do get downtime, the last thing I want to do is come in here and do this. You know what I mean? So, but it needs to get done. But I hope everyone has a good day. If you guys are interested, on my second channel, we're doing it different. We're doing 2 conspiracy videos a week over there, and then 2 like car payment, student loan debt type of videos, y'all. I don't want to. I said this on my second video on my second channel that I don't want to get stuck. I'm stuck in a bubble here. I feel like if I would have done credit card debt and all that, and throw in some conspiracy stuff over here on this channel, I would have been at over 100,000 subscribers by now. I'm getting hundreds and thousands of views by now, but I'm just stuck in this bubble. But this is my bread and butter, so I don't mess with it over here. So on my second channel, we did a video about people regretting getting EV vehicles. That video is going to pop up over here if you guys are interested. If not, YouTube's going to recommend a video for you guys over here. Make sure you guys click on that and keep watching, y'all. Hope you guys have a good Sunday. This is Segovia out of the Man Cave. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.